Okay, there. So we're back here on the level up call, guys. We have new chats. We've reset everything, absolutely everything. So it's like a new beginning almost, right? Kind of. So it's good to have you guys, plugged in. And what we're gonna do is really focus on, the growth of this team. And we have a lot of really cool stuff planned. I was talking to every single ambassador plus leader I spoke to about the new launch system. Well, not really new launch system. It's just more of an update so that you guys are ready with that. And I talked about it last week, and the cool thing is that we have it now. I got feedback from all of them. They all added some value. Nurhan added some value, Megan added some value, Rosanna, Hiba, and it was really, really good. And we came together with like something really nice. So that's gonna be dropped today, guys. Who's excited? Drop a 7 in the chat if you're excited about that. Drop a 7 if you're excited about the new sheets that we got going on for the team that'll help you guys launch your business in a 10 times better way, more efficient, updated with all the new channels. And I don't know if you guys saw the new logos, but to me they look sick. they look really, really, really cool. So third week back to back, Christian's on a call. Why? What's going on? Is there something wrong going on? No. We just we're just doing our thing. I'm just like I'm doing the calls now because then y'all won't see me for like 6 months because we're gonna have so many diamond plus leaders leading these trainings, right? So yeah, today I want to talk about a couple things. And by the way, at the end of this call, we're going to talk about a campaign that we're going to be doing. It's not like really like we have a day in mind. But we're gonna again talk with all the leaders so that we make sure it's universal for everyone. And this is probably gonna be the most fun campaign that we've ever done. You guys know what time of the year it is, right? Spooky season. I don't know if all of you celebrate Halloween, maybe not. But in general, it's like that season, right? It's that season of like, I guess some people say it's Thanksgiving season, some people say it's spooky season, pumpkin season, all that stuff. And yeah, rank up season. There you go. It's gonna be a rank up season heavy this month with the campaign that we got going on. And like I said, it's gonna be a huge, huge, huge thing that I'm really excited about. But I want to share with you guys some key tips because one thing I've been noticing a lot that's been happening in the chats is people asking about social media and stuff. And we haven't done a social media training in a long time, to be honest. So I want to go into an old slideshow that I had made actually for a training I did for I think it was Rich like 2 years ago, and it has to do with this. So yeah, there it is. Before I get into that though, before I get into that, if you guys have to rate yourself on a social media stance, because some of you are really good at in-person networking, some of you guys have hit ranks with just that, some of you guys are really like thriving and you guys just want to do like in-person stuff. How many of you would rate, like, how would you rate yourself on social media on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being like you're like next level big boss, you got all the followers, you got a brand going for you. Like, what would you rate yourself honestly? I like the honest answers. Doesn't really matter what, by the way, some of you think like, oh, I'm a no rank, so like, I'm gonna give myself a low number. Your rank doesn't really matter. There's some people with low ranks that have really good social media pages. Your issue might be conversion. That's what it could be. And social media is a huge part of what we do. You guys know we got into a plan last week, right? Remember what I was talking about? The platinum executives going to platinum, what you need to do. Um, and making sure that you're set up well to see success. So I want to go into this right now and I'm going to show you guys some examples as well of certain pages that we have that I've seen that are really, really, really good, like models that you guys can look at. So let me see if I can load it up over here. Yeah, okay. Actually, I can just show you on the slides. It's gonna be about the same. So if you guys don't know, 2 years ago I did a rich call that was actually on. It was two sides to it. It was how to do social media for men and how to do social media for women, and I was covering the men's side because I was the only. Yeah, I know it's crazy, right? So it's the only thing that like I guess was the only guy at the time that really had a following. There's some guys with followings now too, and I know these guys coming up in the chat. Even you guys are doing really well, and the ladies have always been killing it. But this training will apply to both of you. Yes, you're going to see some male examples because I haven't changed the examples, but I'm going to give you a like side-by-side comparison of what it would be for women as well. Because a lot of you guys want to level up your social media, and your social media is like your resume. If you don't have a good social media, it's one tool less that you have in your pocket. And you want to have every tool possible in your pocket so that when people see you or people interact with you or you're opening and launching your business, you want to make sure that your business is open to every single person that it could possibly be open to. So if we're going to go down that route, I want to show you guys how this looks, okay? We ready? We ready? On Saturday, 2 p.m., October 7th. Guys, we're 1 week in. We're 1 week in. But end of the call, we're gonna drop a huge announcement, okay? All right, perfect. Let's go into this. So, social media. Social media is a huge thing that a lot of people want to talk about. And I think we're like a really, really good social media team. I know a lot of you guys have enrolled a lot of people through social media, but I want to go into it, more of an update, 2023 algorithm, October, how things work, how the market's looking. I'm gonna give you guys insight that no one else knows right now on social media that I've I've been researching and looking at because of different things. And some of the leaders have also been doing research and stuff into heavy stuff that like is gonna help you guys a lot with social media, and that's something that is being dropped in the Champions Media and Marketing. We are doing an update to the first couple steps, so you guys will see that soon. If you're wondering why that chat hasn't been active yet, it's not a chat, actually it's a channel, but we're gonna drop a lot of cool stuff in there, so let's get into it, guys. Make it simple, no fluff. You got to remember, it's like, here's the best analogy I have for this. You guys know, like an apple, you guys have eaten an apple before. You eat an apple far enough, you see the seeds, right? The seeds are like the information for your business. The problem is what you're presenting is the entire apple. You're presenting like, 10 different things at the same time. You're sharing a million different opportunities, or you're confusing your people. And some people don't even know there's a seed at all. Some people can't even see it because you're not making it obvious. You're not making it obvious that you are in an online business. You just look like an influencer, or you look like nothing at all. And you're not really doing anything with your page. Remember the key to, like, if you search up on Chat GPT, because I've been leveraging Chat GPT a lot. If you search up what a network marketer's goal is to do, it's to show the plan. And showing the plan, I think gave me about 13 different ways that you can do this. But all of them just had to do with putting information in front of people. One way you can do this is social media. Another way you can do this is talking to your warm market. Another way you can do this is in-person networking. Another way is even putting up, there was a suggestion for billboards and flyers around. This is what I did for school, by the way. When I was launching my school, I put flyers, really bad flyers, up around my school. Like, they were horrible. Like, they're not compared to anything compared to, if I was putting the flyers we have now from the marketing team we have now, I'd probably have like 10 times the amount of leads. But I was putting flyers around my school, getting people to plug into events, right? Get information, added them into a WhatsApp group because that's what we were using at the time. So you can find a lot of different ways to show the plan. But in this specific training, we're going to talk about social media because, again, the point is to really get to the point with that and show people what you're doing and what you're selling. Men in social media, women in social media. We're going to cover both of those things. Again, remember, these slides were tailored for men, but I'm going to give you guys the sauce that applies to both of y'all. So ladies, do not hop off the call. Okay. And men, don't get too excited. But yes, we're going to talk, we're going to talk about you guys for a bit. Okay. So what do men and women value? What do they value? If I had to ask you a list, let's start with this. What do men value? Drop it in the chat. What do men value? Let me take a look. Money, power, cars, watches, appearance, girls, status, power. I want to give some more answers. I want to hear from some of the ladies and some of the men as well. Food, status, stability, strength, validation. You notice a lot of it has to do with pride, right? A lot of it. You notice? This is why men in the business are dangerous sometimes. Because they get a little bit of money, they start thinking they're on top of the world, and that's a dangerous combination. Fortnite. Looking like a G, ego. Yeah. So yeah, I guess you could say men value that for sure. Now, what do women value? Drop in the chat. What do women value? Beauty, empowerment, luxury, elegance, stability, loyalty. Oh, all the girls are retweeting that one, loyalty, right? Trying to find some loyal men. Honesty, independence, freedom, time with kids, freedom, legacy, boo baskets, boo basket, boss babe energy, commitment. So you notice, okay, so I'm gonna share with y'all something I learned from studying the psychology of women. Okay, this is a course I took in school. Men for a partner, by the way, for a partner. Not this has nothing to do with business. You guys give a lot of business stuff, which is good. You guys are on point with all of it, by the way. What women value in a relationship for a partner is ambition, right? And stability. So like do they believe this person will provide a good future for them? This is just naturally what women look at. Women do not care about physical appearance as much as they care about the personality, which is actually it might be for the guys that might be like news, like a shock because guys go to the gym to get jacked, right? You think it's for women? No, it's not for women, my guys. It's for men. We you go to the gym for other men. That's how it ends up. Men, on the other hand, in a partner, are very surface level. This is why they say men are simple beings, right? I obviously identify as a man, but I can identify the flaws as well, right? Men value appearance more than anything else. That's how it goes. It's just a culture since the beginning. Men value appearance. This is psychology. This is the psychology of women, by the way. This is not like made up stats. These are real things. Men value, that physical beauty. And there was something else too, but it had nothing to do with personality, right? It was that. And then women value more personality and stability and ambition and all that kind of stuff. So now I want to also bring up a interesting point. If if women value those characteristics more than men value that, naturally, who do you think would have more drive to be an entrepreneur? Yeah, true. Men look with their eyes. Women look with their women. Yeah, girls, girls, because they're already looking for that in a man, so they're gonna find it within themselves a lot easier than men will. Okay. Now, I think this is the 21st century way of explaining why women entrepreneurs right now are at the top of the top when it comes to modern age entrepreneurship. Okay. But the reason I ask what, and this is not to say men ain't shit. Like I'm not trying to say that men, y'all, we got it naturally in us too. Right. And I honestly believe in a business, you cannot have women without men and men without women. You have to have both because they're both equally, they're both energies that you need to bring balance, right? Balance. So this is something interesting that yeah, I want y'all to really consider. But now if I go into pictures of what men value, women, I don't have a slide for y'all, but it would be like purses, it would be, luxury lifestyle, traveling. What else? Like y'all don't care. I know there's some car girls in here, but mostly women don't care about that stuff. You might see animals, right? You might see babies, maybe, right? This is like a man's brain right here. This is like a mansplaining a man's brain. And you'll notice this in the content as well, by the way. A lot of girls go viral doing what? Like makeup routines, get ready with me, DIYs, whereas men go like viral with just sharing like lifestyle and luxury and all that kind of stuff. Yes, obviously there's some value too. There's a lack of that in the guy culture. But the reason I ask is, and the reason I mention this is because y'all need to understand that men and women value different things. And when it comes to marketing, you must cater to those things, right? You must really look at your target audience. This is what I find really important with all of you is what the first thing that you're doing wrong with social media is you don't know who you're targeting. And it doesn't mean target one or the other. It just means be very intentional with who you're targeting. Because there might be guys, let's say, that are into sports. Notice how I don't have sports here because a lot of guys are into sports. It's like in our blood, it's in our nature to love sports. But I don't have it here. Why? Because sports don't really have to do a lot directly with business in this traditional sense. Yes, it can, obviously. I'm not saying it doesn't. But when people think of escaping the matrix for business, this is what you see for men. And as for women, it's something else. But they're still very similar. They're both high-end luxury lifestyles. For other people might value like they want to become billionaires and then move to a farm and just like escape the whole world. You know what I mean? So some people like that too. But the point is this is what is usually being seen. And what I want to get to with this is who is your perfect prospect? Really, really ask yourself, like the key with social media and the key with marketing is not what the content is itself, it's more who you're targeting. Who is the person that you want to attract? You can use your culture as leverage, you can use your language as leverage, you can use your, appearance as leverage, you can use your interests as leverage. Look at what your perfect prospect is. And by the way, I appreciate y'all taking notes. If you're driving, obviously I don't want you to take your hands off the wheel because we need some, future generations of champions in here. I don't want to, cut that too short. Y'all are meant to be millionaires, so eyes on the road. Everyone else though, I want y'all to take out a notebook if you don't have one already and take this stuff down. I remember hearing something one time and it was like a short pencil is better than a long memory or something like that. Something along the lines of that. If you guys know the exact quote, it's you can correct it. But that's the point is take notes, apply them, you'll have them later. If you're relying on your brain to remember this information, I promise you by the end of this call, you'll have forgotten already 90% of it. So your perfect prospects, who are they? You can break it down like this: men, women, both, maybe both. Age group, question mark. Geographic location, question mark. Interest, question mark. Look at all of these things when you're creating your content, when you're creating your brand, your page. If I were to explain my page, I target both. Yes, I have some men only content, but I also have some women's content that maybe some of y'all have seen. Um, age group, I'm looking for anywhere from like 18, 25, really 20 to 25, up until like 30s, early 30s. That's usually what I'm looking at. Again, you don't want the age group to be too wide though. I know naturally I attract 18 to 25-year-olds. That's the age group I'm in. So that's the majority of people I attract. I don't mind having other people that are older, definitely not. Like, you know what I mean? There's no problem with that. Um, geographic location, where do I want? That's one thing that if I'm being completely honest, I haven't targeted that much, but it's something that I should and that all of you should. If you have a certain market that you want to hit, maybe you were hitting like the Filipino market, or you're hitting the Jamaican market, or you're hitting the Latino market, or you're hitting like the Arab market, whatever market you're hitting, that's another thing you want to do. Geographic location. Some people, have you guys seen? Some people are actually Toronto creators. Some people just focus on Toronto. And really, this is a good piece of advice, by the way. If you don't want to build your local area, you're really cutting off your legs and your arms. You should be building your local area because there's a lot of potential there and you can mentor people in a way that you can't anywhere else. This is why, as an example, people in Toronto like that are close to most of the leaders, we say like y'all are extremely lucky and you're spoiled. And you should be leveraging that more because there's a lot of people around the world that wish they were around their uplines the way that you guys are. And there's like a group, let's say in the Netherlands, that meet up too, and we saw that when we were there. It's like, well, imagine they had to, like, Omema has a bunch of people that are around the world. To give you an example, I bet they wish they were beside her all the time, right? But the ones that are should take it very seriously. So this is something extremely important: is find the target audience that you want to hit in terms of location or language, whatever it is. Interest is the last thing. I've seen a few of you posting gym content. You guys, love going to the gym, or some of the ladies too love going to the gym. So that might be a common interest with the people you're attracting. I've noticed that some of you attract a lot of, people that go to the gym, like fitness freaks and stuff like that. And so that could be something. If you're mixing in your interest with your content, you can do that. Definitely. But just you're not teaching people how to get like a six pack in 6 weeks. What you're doing is, maybe having motivational or escape the matrix type of content in front of a gym workout or in front of something. You understand what I'm saying? The same applies with anything. If y'all are really into, fashion or beauty or something, then you guys can do stuff like that, but still have, aspects that relate to the business and to, opening your mind. What you're trying to do, guys, on social media is open people's minds to doing something different. That's what you're trying to do. So if I were to give you an example, let's say did men 18 to 25, North America, their interests are money, luxury, self-development, and fitness. These are 4 things. You can also say maybe women 25 to 30. You can say Europe. I don't know. Luxury, like it'd be almost the same actually. Money, luxury, self-development, fitness. These can all be applied for both, by the way, because they work for both. It just depends who you are, right? Some people are very into, let's say, their religion, so they can lead with that. Like some people are very into, you know, traveling and they want to be like a digital nomad, they can do that too. There's some people again use the fact that their parents as leverage. I've seen this before and I've seen it work very well, right? The mom or dad entrepreneur, that's something that I've seen a lot. So that's an example, okay? Content and sales is what we're going to talk about next. So that was kind of like your intro into finding the perfect prospect. So that was your first section. The next side is actually generating sales for the content that you're creating. Because the thing is, a lot of people are creating content to just create content, whereas other people are creating content to actually generate sales. And those are the people, by the way, that are making a lot of money. So if you're wondering, oh, Christian, I've been posting consistently for a while and I'm not getting any people to actually get started with me, and they're not, no one's signing up. Well, this is probably why, because you're not being intentional with what your message is. When is your geographical location too wide? I focus on Europe, North America, and Australia. Is that too wide? Technically, yes, it is too wide, but like you can kind of narrow that down. Like English is going to be not hard to build, but it's going to be the most hard to narrow down because English is literally spoken everywhere. So a way to condense that in your case, if you're focusing on English people kind of the same way like I am, is have your interests be a huge part of your content. Like, you know what I mean? Like people should see you and look at your content and be like, you know what, I'm attracted to her because she has these values and she's this type of person. Like some people are very spiritual on the team, right? Some people maybe aren't religious, but they're very spiritual. And so naturally they attract those people, right? And if they see that in your content, whereas maybe someone else might be like this or that. And I think you guys notice that if you guys look at all the teams here in GCC, you guys will notice that the downlines look very similar and act the same as the uplines, right? For the most part, not always, but for the most part, you tend to attract your tribe. So if we go to the next slide, going viral and the psychology behind it. Right now, social media is an interesting place because if I'm being real with you, Instagram and TikTok, mostly TikTok, is not what it used to be in 2021. When I first did this training in 2021, it was a whole different ball game because people were going viral over nothing. It was crazy. Now it's a lot harder, but it doesn't mean it's not possible. Like CEO shared a funny thing of like me in 2021, like videos like that. That was a 3.4 million view video. And I had like four other people on the team say they saw that video too. And that gives you a real idea of how big the reach was there. I was averaging, if you guys want to scroll down to my account, I was averaging 100,000 views a video for like months. Now, if you look at the views, they're definitely not the same. That's also my fault because I focus on Instagram more. But now I'm, more on TikTok again. But this is something that I learned early on. Don't attach yourself to the views that you're getting. Like, be proud of what you're putting out as far as the message you're trying to deliver. Don't attach yourself to the results. We say this in network marketing too. Don't attach yourself to the results of your business. Don't attach yourself to money, because if you're not making money, you'll think that you're not seeing success. But the biggest growth happens without the actual physical results. Social media is the same. Guys, I went 6 months with getting 200 to 300 views on a video until in the seventh month, I finally got my first 100K video. But I was posting 3 times a day. Most people wouldn't be posting 3 times a day for 6 months. They'd be posting for 1 month and they burn out and they leave. Y'all are just a couple days away from, changing your life completely. And if I hadn't stayed consistent, we wouldn't have the team we have now. And same with the other leaders that brought in other people that came from this. So this is really important. I want you guys to remember this psychology. The psychology behind going viral, we're going to go into it now in the terms of the little things that you need to have, the do's and don'ts of social media. So the do's that you should have a professional profile picture. What this means is don't make sure you're not like a million miles away. Don't make sure it's the back of your head. Make sure it's you, that you can see it properly, that people can see your face. Okay. A strong hook is also extremely important in your content. I gave this example. I forget on which training I did it, and I might have given it to some of you. But let's just say you're on this call right now. Do you know how much leverage you have compared to your circle? The fact that you're on a call with top entrepreneurs, you're learning some crazy value, and you're not sharing that value. You hopped on a call, and it's not just, this is not to fluff my own feathers, but there's a lot of other people I can give credibility to and edify on this team because there's a lot of superstars here. But y'all are on a call with a guy who's been in this space for 5 years now. We're talking this organization has done over 8 figures in sales. You're talking, you want to talk about income? Maybe don't say income, but you guys know, you guys look at the compensation plan, refer to the bonus table. You guys will see income of certain leaders. You guys are learning from people like this all the time. What if I was a new person, what I was doing, when Kane was the same rank that I was, like back in the day when I was new, I'd look at Kane and he was making like, the 20 grand a month level, which is actually less than what the rank I'm at produces. Again, it's not to flaunt money, but just to give you guys perspective, I was and even 6 figure earners making 10 grand a month. I was a new person. I was like, guys, I just got out of the room with a 6 figure earner. Here's what I learned today. And that was my Instagram stories because there were no reels, there were no TikToks back then. But you know how many people would watch my stories back then when I was new? Because they're like, these were all my warm market, right? People that I met. Hey, I just got off a Zoom call with someone who's done over 8 figures in sales, someone who's a multi 6 figure earner. Here's what I learned. Here's why you guys need to take yourself seriously. Here's why your life needs to change right now. Here's why, if you're 18 to 25, you need to do something different in 2023. Guys, there's 3 months of the year left. Here's my biggest message for you to see success in the next 3 months. You guys see these are good hooks. This is what you want to lead with. But some people are like, hey guys, so my day today, yeah, so I get it. Like some people do day in the life, but you want to hit hard. You want to hit hard. Strong hooks are extremely important. 80% of viral content is 7 to 10 seconds as well. This, by the way, hasn't changed much. I'd probably say it's 70%, and 30% is over 30 seconds or a minute, with talking videos and stuff like that. Popular sounds only on TikTok. I recommend this. On Instagram, it can go both ways. You don't want to be using sounds that aren't used by anybody. This is a checklist, by the way, for those of you that are new to content. This is like your content Bible here. Popular sounds only. Use a bio with a call to action. In your Instagram bio, which I'll show you an example, you should have a call to action directing people where to go. Because, do you guys know, if you look at your analytics, there are hundreds, if not thousands of people that go through your profile every single week. And a lot of those aren't converting to sales. Why? Because you don't have anything in your page that actually directs them there, or it's not eye-catching enough. That's what you want to have. Highlights with highlight covers. This is cool, right? Highlight covers always add something, a different element. Some people have really nice highlights without highlight covers, so you can go that way too. But, I like highlight covers. I think they're dope. Value content for your community and trendy content for attraction. This is what you have to distinguish. Value content builds a following, a loyal following, whereas trendy content attracts views and people. Trendy content will not build a fan base, but value content will, for the most part. And for the guys in here that think that they have a disadvantage because they're not, like living a crazy lifestyle yet, you guys can add value because you guys are learning every single day that you're here. And for the ladies, naturally, you guys are a lot more aesthetic and y'all have that in the bag, which is great, but still continue to add value because value is very important. People want to know you not just for the random videos they see of your lifestyle. They want to stick around because you're also adding value into their life. And that's what I actually, value. That's what I really value a lot. So look at this trendy content. If you want to look at the video that CEO put on TikTok of me, that was a trend actually that I created. The websites billionaires I want you to know about is a trend that I literally created from scratch. And if you notice, you'll find a lot of videos like that. I was going through different ideas that I could have done. I used a trendy sound though, that Love Nuantiti song. If you guys know that from back in the day, I used that song, and that was a trendy type of video. And I attracted a ton of people. But guess what? When people would go on my page and see the other value I was dropping, and notice how in psychologically in that video I had saved this for later. You want to know why y'all can find that video in your saved library? Because I had a call to action that saved this for later. So you downloaded that video. That's why you guys have it in your liked messages. You see, now what if that becomes you now? What if people start saving your videos now? They'll see you more. Chances are if they look on your page, they'll want to follow you more. This checklist works. You want to get results? Follow this checklist. Now, what you don't want to do, don't go rogue. Don't start pretending like you know better because you don't. Just like humble all the egos in here. You don't know better. That's why you're here. That's why you're paying. If you think you can do it on your own, please cancel and just do it yourself. Okay. Slow start. Don't start slow. Don't like, they'll be like, hey guys, so anyways, I was walking down the street, it was a crazy day by the way. Yeah, I don't know, the birds were acting really weird today. Anyways, I was at an event today and I learned a lot of really cool stuff. Like that's you want to just get straight to the point, okay? Don't have a slow start. Long content without a purpose, so don't make overly long content. Like this is why I give suggestions to some of you. You're making short form content that's like 20 seconds. It shouldn't be. Short form content should be 7 seconds. On Instagram, I've seen 5-second videos that are going extremely viral. Like, you know what I mean? Because it forces someone to watch it a lot more. So, don't make long content unless it has a purpose, like value or talking. Then sounds no one knows. Don't use like unknown sounds. It could work every now and then. It's worked for me really well on Instagram, but it's a hit or miss sometimes. Bio that has nothing related to the business. Don't just have a fancy quote in there without a call to action. You need something there. No highlights. No highlights equals no business. Content that doesn't relate. Some of y'all like please don't be like posting, about the business, and then randomly you're like, hey, here guys, here's relationship. Here's like how you attract. Actually, that's not completely wrong. By the way, I did a video recently that was how to attract a high value man and how to attract a high value woman, but it had to do with the business. Okay, so I still found a way to do it. And but like don't be giving like, hey guys, like if he's not giving you a boo basket, leave that man. Like please don't create content like that. Like just have stuff that relates to the business. Okay, please do that. And no consistency. That is the biggest killer of success. A lot of people do really well for a couple days, but then they can't keep it up for a couple of weeks. And you have to make sure you really, really, really stay consistent with that. Because if you're not, again, every day you're not exposing people is a day that your business is closed. And so if you can't be consistent on social media, especially at a starting point, by the way, the top leaders should not be out producing you as far as content goes. Like any diamond and above has more responsibility than a new person does, right? Can we agree with that? My diamonds in here. You guys have more responsibility because you guys have teams. You guys have trainings to do. You guys have, like calls to do, enrolling people. If you're new, you don't have anything yet. Yes, you have your life and your job and your this and your that and your school. But trust me, building this in school and having responsibility versus no responsibility in school, at a job, you can still manage, especially in the beginning, because it's not a lot that you have to do. Okay, so take advantage of your time now, because I know every person that's making some decent money here wishes they had as much time as they did when they started, because it's not the same now. But you guys have that chance. So the new people, stay consistent. There's no excuse not to. Here's some examples of pages you can look at. Again, these are all guy examples, but girl examples will look the same. And I don't care much about the guy aesthetic here. What I care about more is the content that's on there. So if you notice, these two people, they have a very professional looking Instagram bio. They have their name. They have notice profile picture, right? Hello, Gary V is kind of making like a weird face. His face is still there, and people don't care because he is who he is, authentically him. Whereas you have someone who's maybe more put together, cares more about their appearance, like Alex Costa, professional picture. You can see the differences in aesthetics. These are two types of profiles. One is an attraction profile, which still adds value, right? It's value content masked with attraction, whereas Gary V's is just value. Does that sort of make sense? Off the look of this page, you'd think, oh, this guy's just a pretty boy. He's rich. But he actually does fashion. Like his whole thing is men's fashion. Like that's what he provides value on. Every single video is value on men's fashion. On the other side, he's just showing it for what it is. He has just value talking. And they have big followings, obviously. But look, they both have a link in bio. Both have a link in bio. But you can tell who the bigger entrepreneur is because the bigger entrepreneur has a call to action in his bio. You see that? He's doing something that the other guy isn't. He has a call to action. Learn about the mystery box and how to win. Right? Yours would obviously wouldn't be that, but it'd be similar with the business. Click this link to work with me. Click this link to escape the matrix. Click this link or learn about, making money online with the arrow down below. This is something that you guys can really, utilize on your pages. So this is a good setup of how 2 pages would look like. Okay. Now, on the other side, we have 2 other accounts that are a bit smaller. They're still huge accounts, obviously, But these are more, again, lifestyle. Yes, they travel a lot. Yes, they do this. But to give an example, these two, why I showed these two is you can't see it on the guy on the right, but on the left, they both share their relationship a lot. So they had girlfriends and they eventually got engaged and got married to them, and so now they're like wives, like they're obviously their wives now, but they've shown this from the beginning, and they've mixed in their lifestyle with their business. This business is men's fashion as well, and this is men's wear and lifestyle. They're both similar accounts. They look different, different aesthetics, different things, but the important thing is you notice each of them has a link in bio. Each of them has a well put together bio. Each of them has a category. I don't know why he doesn't, but you can see a category here. This is extremely important. So, do y'all notice the trends for all the new people? Do y'all notice the trends between all these accounts? Does it sort of make sense? Let me know in the chat. I want to see. He's Romanian? Really? Which one? I think the guy in the you're talking about where's it? This one. This guy? I wouldn't be surprised. But again, this is stuff that you wanna pay attention to, right? So the idea is I want you guys to give me excuses. What are some excuses you get from people you've worked with on why they shouldn't do social media? Drop them in the chat. I want to see. Not your excuses, excuses you've seen. Let me see this. No time, money. Oh, Alex Costa's Romanian? No way. I didn't know that. That was like Brazilian or something. Um, I just be realistic. What would the fam say? No time. I don't know how to edit. He's Brazilian, no, unless he's mixed. I don't know. I don't have time. It's complicated. First time I want to post about something, I don't have the luxury life, scared to put themselves out there. So here's the thing. Like it's every successful person started from the same place, right? Can we agree with that? Every successful person started at the same place. There was like, let's just say the world population was 1,000 people. And out of these 1,000 people, you have to see who the successful people were going to be. The successful people are the ones that do it. They're the ones that don't overthink. They're the ones that don't make excuses. It's that simple, right? I don't have results in trading. I can't post about it. How can I post? That's that. I love that one. Y'all got to understand your posture and the confidence and the credibility that you give off really determines the energy of your prospect. Your prospect, if they feel like you're not confident with what you're doing and you're not excited about it, they're going to give you a million excuses. Even if you are confident and excited, they still might give you excuses. But for the most part, the more certain you are of your stuff, the less skeptical they're going to be. Forget my account, forget my results. If I get on a call with someone, a random person, they can never convince me that this doesn't work because I'm a result of how it works, and I've also been able to help a lot of people see results of how it works. You guys got to approach it with the same attitude. Because when I was making $500 a month or like $200 a month in this business, I had to approach things with confidence. And I would not let people talk down on the opportunity to me because I knew it was possible. Why? Because maybe I didn't have the results yet, but I could see Kane, I could see Anthony, I could see, all these other leaders. Not Rakan at the time because he wasn't making six figures yet, but other people, I could see a lot of them, and I was like, yo, look at this person. This person is seeing success. I'm certain of this because I've seen a lot, not just him, I've seen a lot of other people. And social media, the excuse for not posting as a distributor, it's it's really down to this. I can relate it in two different ways. Okay. Way number one, 99% of people are not posting on social media. So the 1% that are going to get the 1% results. Is this not true? Yes. There are billions of people active on Instagram right now, but only I think 10 million or 100 million or something really low, like 10, I think it's 10 million actually make money on social media, make a six-figure income on social media. That's an extremely small percentage. Very, very small. So already, if you're just someone that posts content, you're ahead of most people. It's like you're running a race. Just by posting content, you're at the front of the line. Okay. Now, how do I beat the ones at the front of the line with me? Well, stay consistent. Keep posting. Don't make excuses. That's the thing is 1%. And you can say that to your, by the way, I always say this to people. You guys that have been in Toronto might have heard me say this a billion times because whenever someone gives me an objection about social media, I say, hey, man, look, I thought the same, but I had a mentor tell me, Christian, 99% of men are not posting on social media. So if you want to be the 1% and have the 1% results, you got to be the 1% that does. And I share this with every single person. Why? Because I know that that'll give them perspective. Now, on the other hand, the way I can explain this, if you believe in like multiple timelines, you believe that there's other versions of you existing right now. Let's just say that's the case. Okay. Some people believe like there's the spiritual stuff, right? And even if you don't, let's use this example. Let's say there's 100 Nicks in here. Okay. I see Nico over there. Let's say there's 100 of them. And he currently, the one that we know who's on this team, is up against the 99 other ones. 99 of the Knicks are going to live an average life, but there will be one that excels and lives his dream life. He has to choose if that's going to be him. He has to. He has to make that decision. He has to make that decision if it's going to be him or if it's going to be someone else in timeline number 7 or timeline number 31 or timeline number 56. He has to choose that this timeline, this person that he is going to be the one that makes it. Because I promise you, that's what it comes down to. I thought to myself with every action I did, I said, Christian, you got to make sure you're beating the other Christians. You got to make sure you're beating the other versions of you. Because all the other versions of you went to, school, finished your degree, got, went to med school, maybe, continued there or not, and was miserable for the rest of his life. Because from a kid, the inner child always told him, you are meant for more than just working for someone else. And that's what kept me going, guys. My family is a huge part of my why, but what really kept me going also was knowing that I had to become the person I knew I was always meant to be, because if I didn't, I would be disappointed for the rest of my life and probably regret it at the end of it. Does that sort of make sense? Y'all think Jessie Lee's complaining that she made the decision that she did? Definitely not. Y'all know that legacy that's left after? Y'all know that energy that's left after? That's what you want to leave. So for the people that understand what I'm saying and you want to leave something here, then you already know what you got to do. Slap yourself up in the face if you have to. Like, kick yourself in the butt. Get the work done. And if you're someone who's new to the call and you don't know who she is, we're talking just the point of legacy, someone that leaves this earth and leaves millions of stories behind that will carry on and be like, isn't it crazy how we talk about Jim Rohn, for those who don't know Jim Rohn, and how he says, service to many leads to greatness. Service to many leads to greatness. How do you live forever? How do you live forever? Serve people. Don't you think she did that? I think she did. Isn't that crazy? Y'all want to live forever? I have the key to eternal life, guys. For the almost 40 people on this call, I have the key to eternal life for all of you. Serve people. Be great. Social media is one part of that. That's why we do this. This is why we do it, guys. So does that sort of make sense? You want to live forever? Serve people. I remember hearing that from Jim Rohn and I was like, damn. I want to live forever. I want to do that. And service to many leads to greatness. They're both said in the same in the same talk that he gave. That's what it really becomes, guys. So if it sounds hard, remember success happens at the end of your comfort zone, and that's what I want to leave you guys with. So that's the training for social media. That's the training for your mindset and all that good stuff. Now, I do want to talk about something else because we have something planned, which is going to be a massive campaign. Who wants to do a campaign this month? I asked in the Champions channel, the old one that's dead now. Rest in peace to the. Can we say rest in peace to the old Champions channel? Rest in peace. But congratulations to the new one for being born because we got rid of, all that. Imagine sharing this on your social media. People would be like, wait, why is this guy laughing with rest in peace? But we have a new channel now. We have new group chats. We have new communities. We have new success stories that are about to be created. So with that, we have a big campaign, probably the biggest campaign that we've ever had. And I'm not going to announce it here because we're not completely done with it yet. We're pretty much done, but we don't have the marketing out, and we want to leave that, guys, to you. Okay. On the Champions U calls on Tuesday, we're going to announce everything. Everything. So after the end of the Champions U calls, we're going to talk about it. I'm not going to say what it is, but there's going to be a launch day, and the launch day is the next week. Okay. In the next week, the launch will be officially started for this campaign. And this campaign is going to lead to something even bigger. But I can't speak about that. But when I tell you guys, we're going to have every single team in GCC participating in this. We're going to have every single team. And it'll give you guys, the only thing I'll say is it'll give you guys a chance to work together. And it'll be a chance to make a name for yourself. Every single team, any language, doesn't matter. This is going to work for all of you. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun because of the time of the year that it is. And I just want you guys to know, whoever participates in this challenge is going to be pushed to limits that they've never seen before, number one. Number two, whoever participates in this challenge is going to have a chance to reinvent who they are, because you get to choose who you become. This is how, by the way, this is how legends are made. I kid you not. I can refer back to all of our top leaders that I see on the call, back to a point in the beginning when they participated in a campaign, and this is where they made the name for themselves. So this is the chance for us to see, not just me, but your leaders, to see who the next generation is of champions that's going to hit six figures. My goal in the next 2 months is to have 4 new six-figure earners on the team. Brand new. Let's say 5. Let's say 5. Let's say 5. 2 months, not by the end of the year. By the end of the year, that's a whole other thing. But in the next 2 months, I want to have 5 six-figure earners, brand new. And I'm letting you guys know the plan we have set up is for someone at zero to hit 6 figures in 2 months. The math actually works. I feel like I discovered, not just me though, the leaders too. I feel like we discovered like E equals MC squared. That's how I felt after I looked at the game plan. So I'm just going to say that Tuesday, Champions U, Europe, my Europeans in here, we're going to announce it first on that call. And for the North Americans, because you'll be working when that, or like if you're at work or you're at school, that time will work for you. North Americans, we're going to go so 7 p.m. for both times. 7 p.m. Central European time for Europe, 7 p.m. Eastern time for North America and west side of the world. Big one. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say. But you guys better keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, and whoever wants to be the new six feet. I know, watch all the North Americans be on the Euro call. Don't. I just recommend don't, because it's gonna, I know y'all are gonna do that. Then I'm gonna go on Champions U at 7 p.m. and then there's gonna be 2 people on the call. Don't forget level up. I know I got a lot of messages after. They're like, why'd you forget level up? Okay. My bad. So drop IPA in the chat real quick. Drop IPA. Everyone who wants to hit IPA by the end of the year, drop IPA in the chat. Who wants to come to Dubai? Who wants to come to Dubai? I want to take some champions to Dubai. I want to take a lot of them. I see Norhan on the call. Norhan, who's coming with us to Dubai? Better have everyone come in. Every single person. There we go. So now, as usual, let's drop let's drop some level ups in the chat. If you're ready to level up, if you're ready to go IPA, if you're ready to go for this campaign, guys, I am so excited for this campaign. Y'all don't understand. Drop level up in the chat. And on top of having the 5 new 6-figure earners in the next 2 months, these chats we're talking will probably hit 500 by then. So the craziest stuff that you guys can imagine is going to happen. Put this on your social media. Apply everything that we learned today, guys. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care and peace.